Hey guys, look, I've actually made a 3D printed save button right here. So it's a 3D printed version of a save button. Pretty neat, right? Actually, no. So this is a floppy disk. So this one's a little bit more rigid, but it's a floppy disk. It could hold a little over a meg of data. Not a whole lot. At the time, it was useful. But yeah, these are just ancient artifacts or relics that have been kind of sitting in my closet. I kept them just because they're neat to look at and to talk about, and you kind of use them as a joke. You can tell people, "Hey, look at our backup solution," or something like that. Whatever. Any case, yeah, this used to be a thing that was used. I mean, and I remember back in the '90s, you could place like a, you could place a pictures or tech, you'd put your homework on here, like a Word document or whatever. You have multiple homework Word document files. You would put games, like you go to your friend's house, you might copy a game onto this, then you can bring it home and put it on your computer at home. You might run the game directly off the disk, or you might copy it to your hard drive. Those are the good old days before you had to actually install games. You could still put an installer on here and install it from there, but back when you could just copy a directory with all your game files and just copy it onto one disk and then copy it to another, the good old days, right? So yeah, I figured I'd share this partially, for old people to feel nostalgic, and partially for young people to learn about ancient artifacts and stuff. So, and I have some more in the background there I'll show you. But see, this door slides like this, and inside there, it's basically like a CD shaped. If you were to break this open, you're going to see a CD shaped platter, which is basically made of magnetic tape. So there's a magnetic tape disc in there that kind of spins around. So you would insert this into a disk drive, and you would so notice this metal thing is the thing in the center of that platter, and I believe something or other in the disk drive will touch this and spin this thing around, making the disk spin while the disk drive will open up this little door here. Now I forget, it's been so many years. I think flipping this thing up will result in this being write protected, but I forget, it's been so many years. And one of these, I think, will, adding this hole or removing it has something to do with telling it how much storage capacity it has. I forget. It's been way too long. But yeah, we used to use these to save files on, and eventually, every now and then a disk would go bad. You'd have to recover it or hope it works. It was kind of a nightmare. It was a really unreliable piece of storage to keep your files on. You'd be better off using this temporarily and then moving your files onto your hard drive. But yeah, this is horribly unreliable. It had way less storage space than a zip disk. So zip disks came along eventually and had way more storage. They were more expensive, but they were better. Then after that, you had, you could burn things to CD, but it wasn't really a rewritable thing. You could rewrite some of them, but it's not the same type of thing as this. It's really like once you don't write things back and forth constantly as you work with them, right? You don't save a document to CD. But after that came along your USB drives, your flash drives, which were so much better than any of these, and yeah, those are just so much better. Any case, over here I have a Windows 98 boot disk. So this would not contain all of the media, but for systems that don't boot off of a CD, you would boot off of this boot disk, and and then you would select the CD drive for your media, or in some cases you would have multiple drives. I'm not sure I don't recall if Windows 98 came with also on a selection of a bunch of floppies. I don't think it did. I think it was just CD. I always installed off of CD, but you use this to boot. So you'd boot your computer, and notice this one has a metal door on it, whereas this one has a plastic door. But yeah, you would boot your you can see the magnetic tape in there. You would boot your system off of this. Usually it was, by default it's going to boot off of the A drive, which is your floppy drive. Totally different if you're using Linux or something. But yeah, another floppy here. So I have 3 of these floppy drives, right? So I have 3 of these. Now we have a much older drive like this, and yeah, 5.25 inch. So this one is a lot bigger, and this is an older type of drive, older type of floppy disk. This one is actually floppy, and what else? This was So yeah, you can see it's the same type of idea. It has a, it has a basically a disc in there that's made of magnetic tape, and yeah, it was just older and had less storage space on it than this guy right here. So these could store more, these could store less. These are older, probably slower. Oftentimes, it was very common to have both of these in a system. So you would have both this type of disk and this, and depending on which disk you had software or files on, you would put it into the appropriate disk drive. Now, when I started out with computers back in the 80s, we had both of these drives. I think these came a little later, but they definitely had these. This is the oldest that I am aware of using. I believe they had the same type of disk on like the TRS-80 as well, but they had these for Apple computers and whatever PCs we had around. But these were actually, they had an even older version of this that was even bigger than this. And that was before my time. I don't remember those at all. So this is the oldest type of floppy disk that I remember. So yeah, I was born in 81 and I'm now 43 years old here in 2024. But yeah, so yeah, I'm getting kind of old. There may be some of you who are a lot older than me watching this video, and definitely I know based on the stats that Google tells me, there's a lot of people way younger than me watching this. So yeah, here is a Windows 95 upgrade disk. Now I don't recall if this will I mean, this will let you upgrade to Windows 95. I don't recall if this lets you just install to Windows 95 directly. And I think this is just the case. This isn't even the, this is not even the, yeah, there's no CD in here. This is just the case that you would put the CD in. I know I have some others. I have the actual CD, and I have some Windows 98 and probably Windows ME somewhere. So I have a bunch of these discs. Yeah. I remember when this was brand new and coming out, and people were saying it was such a, an amazing change compared to Windows 3.1, and it was going to make everything so much better and easier, such a great technological breakthrough or whatever. So yeah, interesting stuff. I'll probably want to, I'm almost thinking I should install these on a VM just to play around with it, install, some ancient versions of Windows just to play around with them and stuff. Yeah, might be a fun thing to do, but yeah, so just wanted to show you guys this, just some oddities and stuff. Normally I try to show you guys a mix of things that are actually practical and useful, and sometimes things that are just entertaining or interesting like this. So hopefully someone finds this entertaining, maybe kind of educational, if not practical though. Not all this is ancient technology that's not useful these days. But yeah, just figured I'd share this with everyone. I've had these sitting in my closet for a while and thought it would make an interesting video. Might want to give me a thumbs up if you're old enough to have experienced these. Leave a comment down below letting me know what your experience was like and what you thought of it. Do you miss the good old days, or are you happy to have modern USB drives like this type of thing? So yeah, let me know down in the comments, and you might want to hit that subscribe button. We do a lot of other great tech content. We do like we do Apple hardware, PC hardware. We do like Windows, Linux, Mac OS. We do electronics, 3D printing, robots, Raspberry Pis, all sorts of interesting stuff you don't want to miss out on, coding, etc., etc. Lots of good tech stuff you don't want to miss out on. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out if you want that kind of stuff in your YouTube feed. Also hit the bell icon so YouTube will actually let you know when we come out with new videos. And that's about it for today. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on that next video.